Hey there, Lincoln County. This is Dr. Allen coming to you this week for your core communication for February the 9th, 2024. I have with me joined around the table today our career development coordinators for each of our high schools. And so with that, I'll let them introduce themselves and then we'll kind of get this video started.
I'm Beth Ludwig at West Lincoln High School.
Lisa Kapersky at Lincolnton High School.
Cassie Pennington at East Lincoln High School.
Natalie Smith, I'm here at the county office.
And Christy Burke, North Lincoln High School.
So this is obviously Career and Technical Education Month. It's also on the front side of our registration season, so we wanted to bring some highlights for our viewers, really to understand what it means to have career planning, and also think about all the options that we have for our high school students focused around careers. So Natalie, kick us off. How would you define what these ladies do as a career development coordinator?
They have a lot of jobs, but their two main focuses that they deal with are career development and transition services. Career development, talking to the students about career awareness, career exploration, career planning. But I think their biggest focus is transition services, being a bridge for the students to be able to transition from middle school to high school. They discuss with them internships, apprenticeships, college and career research. I think it's important for the students to be able to know who their CDCs are and be able to discuss those options, career options with them.
That's right. So Beth, talk to us about how important is a career plan for today's high school student?
I think it's a key part for high school students because it's beginning with the end in mind. You have the conversations, the intentional conversations with your counselors or your CDCs each year to talk about where they want to go and what classes would be best suited to get them there. So, and it's good because we always revisit it, of course, at registration time, but throughout the year as students come and speak with us.
And and if Superintendent Truitt, State Superintendent, has her plan accomplished, we'll be doing career development plans as early as 7th grade, and then that will be revisited every year going forward. Lisa, talk to us about how has the role for a CDC changed over last 5 to 10 years?
Well, you first have to look at the data that we receive. And 10 years ago, the data was doubling at every 12 to 13 months. Now it's doubling every 12 hours.
Wow.
So we're advising kids on jobs that do not exist yet. And we work with those challenges every day. We've seen the change in work-based learning where there is a bigger push now for work-based learning, where 10 years ago it existed, but there wasn't the push that there is today. Also, our concentrators have changed. We used to kids had to have 4 classes to be able to be a concentrator. Now it's only 2 classes.
Okay.
So I think the state is realizing and seeing some advantages there, as well as with the new jobs, the new pathways are coming about.
And definitely, part of our partnership with economic development and our county and city governments and just Gaston College, like you said, a lot of this stuff has changed a lot, but it's changed because we've had better alignment, better opportunities, better chances to communicate with our people and understand our needs in the county. As Lincoln County continues to grow, these changes will become even more so. All right, Christy, talk to me about the trends or any kind of areas of interest that our high school students are seeking today.
Well, I find it interesting that when kids leave the middle school, they kind of have those basic mindsets of, I want to be a vet, a police officer, doctor, lawyer, and their ideas are very small. But by the time they get to high school, they want to explore things more in depth, and they have better ideas about what they want to do. There's a huge interest in the medical field. They want to do nursing, paramedics, phlebotomy, and all of those different types of things. Engineering is really popular, and there's a branch of that in manufacturing. There's close ties between manufacturing and engineering that they explore. Of course, we have the gaming kids, all those computer science kids and game art design kids. They love going to School of Tech and taking those classes. And then there's the kids that love kids and want to go into education and early childhood development. And let's not forget, we have to talk about the kids that are those hands-on learners. Our construction classes and our auto classes are super popular with our students here in Lincoln County.
I definitely will see, you know, we've had a push for manufacturing over the last couple of years. Healthcare, like you said, Atrium is coming forward, Gaston's coming forward, a lot of options for our kids, not just to be a nurse, but to have a lot of opportunities for public service and that emergency response. So that's definitely exciting. And our kids we're kind of answering the trend for our kids. Instead of the kids adapting to what the adults think, we're adapting our programs to what the kids are interested in.
Absolutely, yes.
All right, Cassie, talk to me about what are some of the pitfalls that parents and students need to be aware of going into registration season that you see, some of that have been more common than others?
Well, I would say one of the biggest ones are kids not taking like course selection seriously. Sometimes they want to be like taking classes to be with their friends, and it's not always focused towards that career plan that we've been talking about and wanting. And then the other important thing is having conversations with kids about their future careers. It doesn't always happen before registration, and the push during registration tends to be getting through the process. So making sure that we have that opportunity to talk with kids about that career plans and not just choosing random classes.
That's right, definitely. I know I've had that conversation in our house, and for that same reason, I've had the same a battle being fought. All right, so Natalie, any final thoughts as we kind of wrap up about preparing our kids and our parents going into this high school registration season?
First, I think know who your CDC is at your school. We try to get that information out there, but if you don't know, find your counseling office, find your counselor and your CDC. If you're unsure of what classes to register for, make sure that are your career plans or what to do after graduation. Make sure you're talking to the counselors and the CDCs especially. They're a valuable resource, not just for the students, but also for the teachers, the counselors, and anyone else that needs to find out about careers after high school.
All right, well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate the work you do. Make sure our kids have opportunities that are afforded to them, that are meaningful, that are intentional, and that are value added to their future. Thank y'all. All right, so a couple of more announcements this week. Kindergarten registration. We talk about our kids getting ready to go off to college and the workforce. We also need to remember that kindergarten registration is upon us, February 12th through March the 15th. Check out Lane County Schools website, social media pages, and your elementary school that you live in for more information about that process. Our Board of Education met this week on Tuesday. We discussed JROTC programs. We discussed monitoring data from our instructional departments, but also our budget for the 24-25 school year that will be presented shortly to our commissioners coming up in March. Also, middle school spring sports are right around the corner. They're having tryouts and workouts this week as our high school winter sports come to an end in the next couple of weeks with their conference tournaments and their playoffs. Online registration does begin, as we talked about registration for courses with these ladies. Online registration for rising middle school and rising high school students is right around the corner, but that is March 6th through the 15th. So parents, go ahead and start preparing yourself now for that online process. Looking ahead to tonight and tomorrow, West Lincoln High School will be hosting the Western 2A individual wrestling regionals at the Ross Gym and West Lincoln's Gym Friday night tonight and all day Saturday. I look forward to some healthy competition there. Monday the 19th, Monday the 12th, our progress reports will go home with our students. If you don't get a paper copy, remember it's always available in Power School. And then last but not least, optional teacher work day on February the 19th because we do have President's Day off. We want to give a shout out to 3 of our businesses this week. One, Willis Contracting, R. Morgan Homes, and specifically Will Poteet with Remax Crossroads Realty. Appreciate those businesses supporting Lane County Schools and those schools individually. Parents, we appreciate your time this week. Help us remember to teach your children what it means to be safe and kind to others in our actions and our words. Y'all have a great weekend.